my Superman reviews, and in a time where there really hasn't been much to talk about in terms of Western movie releases, well, outside of that Ice Cube War of the Worlds remake, but I don't think I have it in me to make a whole video over that beautiful monstrosity.
Take your intergalactic asses back home! Back home!
So right when I thought I'd just carry on with my reviews, a little movie from overseas came back to America and blew me the fuck away so much that I had to stop what I was doing and talk about it. Now, I had heard some buzz about Ne Zha 2 earlier in the year and how it was making a bunch of money in China. Holy fuck, I guess it did make a metric shit ton. I mean, seriously. You mean to tell me this is the highest grossing animated film of all time and is in the top 5 highest grossing films ever?
I was not expecting that.
You're telling me this movie made more monies than Avengers Infinity War and Star Wars The Force Awakens, but it just now got a wide release in the US?
But that's simply not possible.
Why isn't it possible?
It's just not.
Why not, you stupid bastard?
That may be the most fucking insane achievement in cinematic history. I'm not even joking. I don't give a fuck how much Avatar 3 makes. To do that with almost no American audience backing you is nothing short of fucking astounding and shows how impactful the Chinese market truly is.
Most impressive.
Obviously, the talk surrounding the movie was as positive as its success at the box office, so I had to see what it was all about for myself.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
I watched the first in anticipation for the second hitting theaters in the US for the first time in my area, and after watching Ne Zha 2, does it live up to the hype and earn its right to be considered one of the greatest successes in movie history?
Oh, yeah.
To say Ne Zha 2 is the cinematic achievement of the year would be putting it lightly. It perfectly builds upon everything set up in the first with a more engaging, higher stakes story that comes with several solid twists and turns, far better and more grandiose action, a fire soundtrack in moments, and some of the best looking and most detailed animation ever put to screen. This is the first ever animated movie where I thought I was watching events unfold in real life, just with animated characters instead. I seriously don't think a single person would know this is an animated movie if they had just made characters look lifelike. I mean, that's how detailed and precise every single frame is in here.
It was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
You'd think that the detail would lessen with these more cartoonish character models, but the incredible detail remains present, especially whenever shit's going down emotionally or action-wise. They feel like real people actually going through their shit in their life rather than emotions being displayed on a cartoon face. The best recent example of what I'm talking about is Elio, where sure the voice acting brings some solid emotion, but the weighted expressions and movement feels so far off from how we act in real life. Maybe that's not what they were going for, but having that extra layer of realism like Ne Zha 2 had really connected me to the characters and the stakes 1,000 times more than 99% of animated movies.
Well, fuck yourself, man. Think you're better than me. I am better than you.
Like I said, this realism is also extremely apparent in the action sequences, which makes everything that goes down in the first look like mere child's play. The realism in every punch, kick, or crazy power-up is fine-tuned to the point where you can feel them through the screen. Having such detail behind all the hits made the impact feel all the more resounding, and the stakes feel life-threatening when it's happening to Ne Zha or Al Bing, and just as kick-ass when it's happening to characters you despise. I hate when movies purposely slow down really cool fight choreography so that the audience can follow along better, but in Ne Zha 2, everything is happening at speed so fast that your brain can barely process it. This should have been too much to handle, but instead it adds extra aura to everyone's abilities.
Oh my God, he's so goddamn cool!
They also make the wise decision of having all the fight styles feel unique to the individual, showcasing the differences in fury and speed of someone like Ne Zha, the intellect of Wu Liang, or grace of Ne Zha's mother. That way you can actually show off that absurd level of detail behind those minute differences in levels of power and speed between the characters. Oh, and the scope to all this is beyond anything ever attempted in animation. You can see everything as though you are the characters, making the paths of destruction feel all the more monumental, turning a giant gold ball into a floating object the size of LA, and making demon creatures actually be scaled to the thing of nightmares, and makes the power-ups feel like they're dropping nukes on each other. I mean, the only comparison I could even think of that matches its ability to capture this immense scope of everything taking place is Lord of the Rings. That's how good it is. I literally had to pick my jaw up off the floor several times just being in awe at the sheer magnitude of what was taking place.
That's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
The only animated movies that can even compare to this level of success in chasing such monumental aspirations in the animation department are the two Spider-Verse movies. Other than that, Ne Zha 2 is in a league of its own. Take notes, Disney.
Write that down, write that down!
My only issue with the movie was that the humor was extremely juvenile, and boy, there sure was a lot of it. I guess that's to be expected from a kids movie, but I could have done without the fart and throw up jokes as well as anything out of Master Tai Yi's mouth. I'm sure there's a lot of people going after the runtime too, but I gotta give them a ton of credit there because there wasn't a single scene that felt out of place or dragged out.
Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna have to go ahead and sort of disagree with you there.
The information is delivered concisely and in a very natural way, considering it was an English dubbing that made the 2.5 hours feel like 90 minutes. I don't think there's a single moment of downtime, which could have very easily become grating after 20 minutes, but the movie strikes a perfect balance between well done pieces of character development, relationships that never rush the emotional weight of the scene, and kick-ass action sequences that continue to level up the further the movie goes.
This motherfucker don't miss.
It really does feel like now more than ever that everyone in Hollywood is scrambling to try and figure out why profitability has gone out the window this year when they should be looking at Ne Zha 2 for answers. A fast-moving, competent story with compelling character arcs that uses its breathtaking animation to push the boundaries of the medium like never before. You know you've made the perfect sequel when you take any element of the second and compare it to the first, and the second blows it out of the water across the board. Truly a once-in-a-decade experience that has put Ne Zha 3 amongst my most anticipated movies whenever it's set to be released. While I'd say preference-wise Sinners is my favorite movie of 2025, this is without a doubt the movie of the year. Ne Zha 2 gets a 9.5 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. It would really mean a lot. And sorry if I sound sick in this video. I've been coming down with some seriously bad stuff the last week, so sorry for that. And thank you for watching again.